Simulation Football League action takes center stage tonight from Indianapolis and the Snake Pit, where Denver is in town to take on the Indianapolis Ramblers. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me here in Indianapolis and in the booth is my friend and colleague, Brett Killian. Brett, what a game we have ahead of us tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. The Battle of the Grays, as I like to call it here, between two teams that like to utilize gray in their uniforms. Not so much for Indianapolis, as they look like a complete red pole out there in Indianapolis. One of their favorite uniforms, I know, according to Chad Rowland out there. But nonetheless, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Both these teams are losers of 3 of their last 4 games. Indeed coming off a bye week and an impressive victory over Arizona. Denver have a lot to prove still with their young team, a team that works, with, perhaps maybe smaller numbers, but they work in a great pack so far. It's going to be an interesting matchup nonetheless, Andy. Let's see how this goes.
Second matchup between these two teams all time. Indianapolis has the edge, 1-0 over Denver. Adam Wiseman going from Denver to Indianapolis in the history books. He is 1-0 against his former team. Indianapolis wearing red, potentially, for their new general manager, Robert Cherry. Can't confirm that. Denver in white. Kickoff is underway, and Indianapolis will start with the football, and they'll bring it out across the 25 and stonewalled there at the 29. And the offense comes out led by Colin Pierce, 4th season with the team.
Yeah, and Colin Pierce so far through the first 5 games has played relatively clean football so far, as shown by his third best 2 interceptions through the first 5 games, and his QBR almost getting to 100, 97.7. It'll be interesting how he utilizes that offense tonight.
They will start 1st and 10 here. Split pro look. And Denver will walk out the 4-4 to start tonight's game off. Pitch, play on the first play, and Colin Pierce goes nowhere. Right back to the line of scrimmage before being dragged down. Him and Tino Sosa, the rookie 4th overall pick, are the 2 backs.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that Indianapolis needs to do is establish a run game. They have yet to do that. So far this season, only 306 yards amongst their running backs, Sosa, Christian Pierce, and Joel Harleman through the first 5 games.
High spread look here against a nickel out of Denver. Back to pass. Pierce protected, throws backside, tipped away, one hand stabbed out of the air. Nick Kindler gets a hand to it, and it's 3rd down just like that, Brett.
Yeah, and Kindler is going to be one of those veteran presences on that secondary for Denver. He's going to lead the way with a lot of young studs along that secondary. So he's got to lead the way, gets a pass deflection, just getting in front of the pass. That is exactly what they wanted from Kindler.
Indianapolis, a league best 9.6 yards per pass attempt. They need 10 here on 3rd down. Play action. Here's Pierce, pressure coming, unloads across the middle for a 1st down to Jeff Banfield.
Yeah, and what we've seen so far this season has really been a 2-man show in terms of the receiver front for Indianapolis. It's usually led by who else other than Ryan Roosevelt, the top receiver in the league, as well as Jeff Banfield, who's got an increased touch over the last couple of games. And you see the reason there. He just gets open and finds his target.
Lucas DeVore comes up to make the play. Indianapolis 10th best in the league on 3rd down conversions coming into the night, 52%. They're 1 for 1 so far this evening. They'll line up for another 1st down to keep this drive alive. 3 receivers wide. Pierce throws the check down. No, to the outside. Nice catch there. Kind of fooled me. Rob Hunt was open on the out route.
Yeah, you had 2 open players, like you said, Andy, on that out route, and one on the flats as well. Maybe wanted to go with Pierce on that right side, but instead goes with a deeper option, a wide open Rob Hunt for the 7 yards.
They'll line up, strong-eyed jokers. This will be a run with Pierce. Pierce, 1st down, and dragging defenders out to the 40. He'll move the chains, and Indianapolis' drive rambles on, Brett.
Yeah, and they just find a way to get that run game, maybe just to be a secondary player to their pass game, which isn't a bad idea to start with that first drive because the open passing lanes is going to lead up to open lanes for running down the field later on.
Split backs, 2 receivers in a twins formation, but they'll hand it off. Tito Sosa gets 2, nothing more.
Yeah, and Sosa's had a little bit of a struggle to start off his rookie campaign. That is 40th carry now, marking for maybe his 96th yard so far in this campaign. He's trying, I'll give him that, but the transition from the minors to the majors can sometimes be deafening.
3 rookies, 3 first-round rookies on this Indianapolis offense. Here goes Pierce, right side. Pierce, first down and more. DeVore tracks him down, but not before Indianapolis moves the chains again.
And all you really need from your offensive line is just a path. That's all you want as a running back to get to where you need to go for the first down. The offensive line did a great job to give Pierce a path.
Give left side, and nothing much doing. They'll give a yard to Sosa. DeVore again. He has got to have like 5 tackles here early.
Yeah, he's been a big part of the Denver defense on trying to stop any portion of this Indy drive, but Indianapolis has been finding ways to move down the field and pretty quickly here.
4 tackles on the 5 plays, and 1 assisted tackle, for DeVore. He is dominating the stats sheet. Here is Pierce looking to throw for the 4th time tonight. Back across his body, incomplete. Was looking for Hunt for the 2nd time tonight. And it's defended on that side by Xavier Rue.
Yeah, and I don't think Rue got a hand to the football at all there. I think Hunt just had a little bit of an issue as he was falling back to contain the football in his hands, which led to that incompletion.
Sets up 3rd down and 9. Already converted 1 3rd down on this drive. They play action again. This was the play they converted on. Pierce feels the heat, fires, and it's caught again. Banfield, another 3rd down conversion, 2nd grab of the night.
Yeah, a little surprising that we haven't seen much of Ryan Roosevelt in this drive, but they've been trusting on target number 2 in Banfield, and he's just getting open. It's a nice route, a crossing pattern with this 2nd guy, which led to that open spot being there for that middle of the field. Throw it to Banfield, and this is why you have that high QBR rating in Colin Pierce's for passes like this.
Lucas DeVore, another tackle. He has 5 on the opening drive of the game. Pitch, left side, Pierce, DeVore in on that one as well.
Man, is he playing like 3 different positions? Should we worry about, duplicity out on the field for all you D&D fans out there, having multiple, entities of Lucas DeVore out on the field?
Oh, I figured it out. We're pronouncing it wrong. It's devour, as in devour every play that comes across the field. What
Boo.
A defender so far. 2nd and goal from the 6. Pitch, Pierce, right side. Pierce unable to get away. He is tackled there on the outside by Nick Kindler.
Yeah, and finally, a non-Lucas DeVore sighting out there with Nick Kindler, who had the pass deflection on the first play of the drive. So it's all corners all day from the Denver defense.
They'll go split spread out of the gun. Pierce running for his life, throws backside, tipped, and it's picked off! A diving catch made off the deflection. That's the nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. Look at that!
And guess who got the deflection first off that led to the Andre Tucker interception? Say his name, Andy.
Lucas DeVore.
Exactly. He's been all over the place for this Denver defense, and it finally pays off for them. Leads to an interception, and now Indy is going to come out of this with a 0 burger on the drive.
Huge interception after a long drive in Denver, and Gene Struthers take over. The Nightwings start at their own 20. Struthers, short drop, throws out to the back. Nice catch by O'Shaughnessy on the move. He picks up 6.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about accurate quarterbacks that don't really do too much but get things effectively, we're talking about Gene Struthers, who leads the league coming into this week. 65.4% completion percentage, third in the league in QBR at just over 87.
Motion from top to the bottom of the screen for Struthers. Ace Ketchum in the game, the rookie running back. They'll give it to him. Ketchum off this right side. They caught him all right at the first down marker, 3rd and inches.
Yeah, no need to see that boy bobble 3 times before it's fully caught. He got caught right behind the first down marker. It's going to set up an interesting 3rd and inches. We had a lot of 3rd and inches scenario in my last game involving Jacksonville. Let's see if Denver can find their way past the marker.
4 down linemen for Indianapolis. Give, right side. This is R.E. Mills. Mills hurdles a man, has the first down. Robert Cherry and company bring him down, but Denver moves the chains.
And honestly, if you're going to find an option to get your first down on 3rd and inches, you go with your powering fullback, and that's what R.E. Mills is. He has the strength to push forward, exactly what he did.
Second longest retained member of this Denver offense behind Jeremy Mosley. They'll give it to Ketchum again, wrestled down, only able to scoop up 3 yards.
Yeah, and Denver's game, a lot of it is going to be carrying that football. Coming into this game, they're 4th in the league in total carries at 158. They're 5th in the league in total yards at 624, and they've got 5 rushing touchdowns between O'Shaughnessy and Mills.
Motion. Logan Keel moves across the formation. Struthers under center will give the delayed handoff to O'Shaughnessy, who's bottled there, and will go down. Adam Wiseman, the former Denver Nightwing, makes the hit.
Yeah, and Wiseman has been a key defensive contributor for these Indianapolis Ramblers, so he's got to be a key focus coming into this game. 28 tackles coming in with a league-leading 17 TFLs.
Split spread on 3rd and 6. Struthers facing a blitz who's coming from Indy, able to get rid of it, and it's caught for the first down. Dylan Lewis makes the grab.
Yeah, and Lewis hasn't had a lot of love over these first 5 games for Denver. Just his 10th reception this season for Lewis, but it's, again, another crossing route. You've got 1 in and 1 out, just a little bit on different levels, and it was all about Lewis staying in front of his secondary member, Melias Manning, the strong safety, and gets the catch.
6'3" out of Lewis, 5'10" for Manning. Wasn't one of the most tall throws, but Brett, in the height game, that was a opportunity for Denver to play tall ball. Struthers on first down will throw underneath. That one's caught, and that is a 8-yard pickup for the veteran Jeremy Mosley.
Yeah, that's a sneaky little in route that Denver threw out there for Mosley as well. It was kind of unsuspecting from the Indy defense, had enough space to catch and run, turned 3 yards into 8.
4-3 look here out of Indianapolis on 2nd and 2. Give, right side, Mills. Ooh. Mills stuffed in the backfield. Nice pursuit there, Telemac Scarborough.
A former London Knight coming in key for the Ramblers defense as Mills had an open space between the right guard and right tackle. There was a small gap, but Scarborough finds his way to stop him behind the first down line.
3rd and 3 feet. Ace Ketchum is the back with Mills standing in front of him. They'll give it right side. Ketchum stuffed in the backfield, won't get there. Stuck up behind the offensive line. It was a great play by the Ramblers defensive line, and McCray cleans it up.
That makes it the 47th total tackle for loss in the season for Indianapolis. They know how to get behind and past the offensive line to get to their man, and that is one way to do it with Ernest McCray Sr.
No star special teams players for Denver. It's Toby Gowin who will kick this one. It's going to bounce at the 6 and into the checkerboard end zone. Crosses the racing stripe, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Indy at the 20.
Yeah, I think, Andy, we got to start taking bets on whenever that punt goes out of bounds, and whether it's going to land on the white square or the black square. That might make me some extra couple bucks here.
Well, I'm not allowed to bet, but I tell you what, I'll call it out. You put your money down, Brett, and I'll let you know whether you won or lost.
You got it.
Split spread look, or no, excuse me, that's a strong eye spread. Nickel out of Denver. Give on the delayed handoff left side. Pierce takes a man's soul and is able to pick up just 6.
Yeah, and they're going to need more out of Christian Pierce moving forward, especially as we wind down to the last minute of this first quarter and beyond. They're going to need more than just a 6-yard carry out of him. This way, it's going to balance out that offense a little bit more. They don't have to rely too much on Colin Pierce.
The Pierces are menaces on the flag football field, trying to do so tonight on the real football field, which is the fake football field. I mean, I'm confused. This run up the middle by Sosa, able to move the chains. Indy keeps this drive moving.
Yeah, you got me confused there. I wasn't ready for that play to run, and all of a sudden I hear fake football. I'm like, whoa! Going back to the days of the convention where I threw an interception on my first 2 throws, but nonetheless, Indy, it's a first down.
I spread look. Looking to throw again. Pierce fires. That one's tipped away. Nice job coming back to make the play is Xavier Rowe.
Yeah, and he knew that he got beat by his defender, so all that he could do was at least try to race back and see if he can get his hands on the football on the decline of the arc, and that's exactly what he did there. A little bit of easy breathing for the Denver defense, now 2nd and 10.
They're going to throw again. Pierce stands in there. Offensive line doing its job. Fires it. Rips it off the backside, and Banfield's there again. What a throw.
Man, and it's as long as he stays open, you keep going to feed Banfield. And it's just, again, like you stated on that play ensuing, great work from the offensive line to keep that pocket at least a little bit more contained, or contained enough so that Colin can move around, find his open man in Banfield down the way, and get a quick flip of the field.
Jimmy Hayes and Hadrian Marlowe keep it clean for the first down. Indianapolis and Denver 0-0 at the end of the first. Well, partner, it is the over-under set at 41.5. If we're going to hit that, we're going to have quite the next 3 quarters ahead of us.
Yeah, I'd agree there. Something's got to give, and I think Indy might have their first chance if they can get themselves another first down.
Split twins look. Those 2 receivers are on 1 defender over here if Indy would like to throw. Pierce, though, will hand it off, and Pierce up the middle picks up 5.
Hey, Luis Quintana, welcome to the Shadow Realm, as one of our favorite broadcasters likes to say. As on his way down, Pierce just shovels him down with his shoulder and says, hello, how do you do?
2nd down, 5 yards to go. 4-3 out of Denver's defense. They're going to run, and that time, nothing doing there for that running play. It was a nice job by Forge to get there and make the tackle.
Yeah, and the linebacking core of Quintana, Stuart Gotts, and Stephon Forge definitely need to make themselves a little bit more pronounced in this second quarter. We've said a lot about the Denver secondary, but not a lot of love to the linebackers yet. Hopefully they can stop them here on 3rd and 4 if you're a Denver fan.
Said a lot about Lucas DeVore, 2-5 in this game. Pierce, pressure coming on him, throws, caught. Banfield on the outside is tackled by Kindler, but not before Indianapolis cashes in another first down.
And 4 of the 5 completions to Colin Pierce have gone Jeff Banfield's way, and again, you see it. Crossing patterns with him and Roosevelt, and Denver is rightly so going to be worried more about Roosevelt as he's the top target, but Banfield's getting left wide open. Colin Pierce and Jeff Banfield have found a great connection through these first 11 minutes.
Give up the middle. Pierce picks up 6. They have ran the ball very effectively when Pierce is in the game.
Yeah, this is really good work from Christian Pierce, who we talked about like having struggles through these first 5 games, only at 189 yards coming in. He's already getting close to the 40-yard mark on his 8th carry. He's doing work on this run game. Indianapolis
controlling the time of possession. Flip out, bounces. Sosa just gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4. Jeff Malinishin making a play there, his 2nd tackle of the night.
Yeah, another 3rd and medium situation for Indianapolis. They've done fairly good on these 4th downs early on, already 3 of 4 into this contest. So it'll be interesting to see what they do on the split backs.
Looking to throw. Colin Pierce throws end zone, caught! Touchdown, Pierce! Randy gets into the game and has 6 for the Ramblers.
Man, how open was Randy Pierce in that end zone as well? As we look at the replay, you can see Randy just not getting touched at all, and Stephon Ford realizing that a little bit after the fact is a little too late, and once he found pay dirt, it was just inevitable. Indy on the board first.
The Ramblers' opening drive went for a end zone interception. This time they're able to hit pay dirt and take the lead over Denver, 6-0. Extra point here coming from Topher Kiefer. That one is up, and good 7-0. Indianapolis on top here at home early.
And if you're Denver, you don't want to fall behind too quickly, especially at home in the pit against Indianapolis, because this is a team that could score fast and score often if they want to, so you got to be careful.
Line up to send this one away. Just under 8 minutes to play in the second. Stats team tonight, Pauly Truth and Bismarck Wright. He's Brett Killian, I'm Andy Hamilton. Denver and Indianapolis, that kick out to the 24. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline like those two guys are and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. Never too late to get involved. Strong eye spread here out of Denver. Gene Struthers 3 for 3 tonight, but they'll hand it to O'Shaughnessy to start this drive, a pickup of 5 before being wrestled down.
Yeah, and if you're thinking from the mindset of Indianapolis, you know that Bailey O'Shaughnessy is the face of the Denver offense, as much as Gene Struthers has done a lot of great work this season so far. They know that the source of their offense starts with Bailey O'Shaughnessy, so they can stop him, they have a good chance.
R.E. middle name Money Mills is in the backfield and picks up a couple. Third down upcoming for Denver.
So is that middle name like fully called middle name Money, or is it just R?
Yeah, it's all typed out.
Okay, that would be a nightmare if that was if you're the person who's trying to finalize that birth certificate. But nonetheless,
yeah, you should see his driver's license.
Oh, geez, that should be a nightmare, even at the DMV. Jesus.
Denver, 54% on third down this season. That's higher than the league average. Can they pick this one up? Down by 7. They're going to send the tight end in motion. They got Mills in the backfield. They will throw. Struthers trying to run for it. He gets erased. What a play there by Robert Cherry.
Yeah, and if you ever had one of those school graded erasers, it looked just exactly like Robert Cherry looked like. Just a big red piece of rubber getting right in front of the quarterback. Great work from Indianapolis' interior line to break the O-line to get to Struthers.
And Denver will have to punt this one away. Brett, we're on end zone check. Toby Go Win will send this one away. It would be tough to get it to the end zone from there.
I was going to say, way too far away.
You never know. This is a wild game, Brett. Anything can happen. That one, though, down at the 37, and Indianapolis will take over. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football than Cameron Irvine. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. And if you don't hit the like button, Brett will find you.
Oh, boy, will I.
Colin Pierce, 60% today, though. He'll hand it off to start this drive off. Christian Pierce picks up 4.
Yeah, and it looks like Christian Pierce has figured something out against this Denver defense, and it's really worked out because he's starting to set the pace for Colin to toss these rocks out to whoever he needs to. So far, 6 of 10 for Colin Pierce, and Christian is doing pretty well on his 4.7 yards per carry.
Give, right side, Sosa picks up a couple, maybe one of his better runs of the night. That's his 6th carry early for the rookie.
Yeah, and you can start to see the separation just by play calling so far. Indianapolis now running their 26th offensive play. Denver has only ran 14 on their drive so far.
Wow. give. Right side, Pierce stood up. Are they going to give him the first down? They do.
That's an interesting one, Andy. I'm not sure if he fully crossed the plane. If I'm Stephon Forge, the head coach, I might be wanting to toss the challenge flag out.
Might get lost with Indianapolis's jerseys, so you got to be careful where you toss it. Split pro look. Denver in the 4-4, content to play here on first down. Pierce going to throw for the 11th time tonight. Caught across the middle. Ryan Roosevelt, welcome to the game.
Yeah, and finally getting involved is Roosevelt, and that's exactly what Indianapolis needs to do, is start spreading the wealth a little bit more. As much as you love to keep Banfield open, you've got to trust on your main man. It was just a nice little post route to get open. Kindler a little bit too far back on his coverage, which led to the complete pass.
Yeah, barely even saw a Nightwing in the frame until it was caught. Looking to throw again. This time outside. Oh, man, that was a little dangerous. In and out of the hands of Hunt. Hunt, after that opening catch, has been targeted 3 more times. Hasn't hauled one of them in.
Yeah, and that one was a little bit tougher of a throw from Pierce. It was a little bit low on trajectory, and it was going basically his opposite side, heading to the sidelines, maybe looking to just get a quick 5-yard grab to make it 2nd and 5, but Hunt can't get his hands on it.
4-3 look out of Denver. Split twins. They'll give it to Pierce. Pierce will pick up a couple, a 3rd down ahead.
Well, it's not a complete loss from Indy on that play there, but it seemed like Denver had the right idea defensively, knowing that they were going to probably run it on 2nd down. It's going to be a 3rd and interesting, I would say, for Indianapolis' offense.
They need 7. They've thrown a lot to Jeff Banfield deep across the middle. Watch him around 17 yards here. Play action. Pierce loads the cannon, fires on the money. Banfield's got it for a 1st down.
Yeah, and it looked like Banfield kind of turned back a little bit as well, as he was about, like you said, that's down the field. He dials it back just a little bit, just enough to get open, and then gets, like, again, the open middle of the field, it looks to be, for Indianapolis, and they're starting to exploit that a little bit more.
Yeah, Denver has to find an answer to that play, as Banfield's caught 5, nearing the 100-yard mark already tonight. Split twins look. They're going to throw. Pierce will fire to this bottom side. Almost intercepted. Stephon Forge could have had the 2nd pick of the game for Denver.
Yeah, a little bit of zone work done by the linebackers to kind of take care of that sideline, which worked to a T for Denver's defense. And Stephon Forge almost had his hands on the football, almost gave Colin Pierce his 2nd interception and 4th of the season.
High spread look on 2nd and 10 against a nickel out of Denver. Pierce against a 4-man rush will throw! Caught! Touchdown, Banfield! Put 6 on the board for Indianapolis.
Yeah, and I think that one was due to because Denver was a little bit too far back. You could see about at the 5 to the 2-yard line, no defenders from Denver in sight of Banfield. You'll see the catch. Look at the wide open space. Melanishin was not even 5 yards away from him, and smartly so, I would say. Stephon Forge is placing a challenge on the spot of the ball here.
They'd like to take a 2nd look at it, and that is our retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. Brett, walk us through what you saw.
Basically, it's all about where this football is going to be placed on the point of tackle for Jeff Banfield. You see him getting ahead, but it's all about where that football is placed. Did it cross the boundary line of the end zone?
Oh, they're going to call it back. Overturned, and Denver will keep that timeout in their back pocket.
Not only that, but it's going to prevent 6 points on the board immediately going right to Indianapolis again. And it gives Denver a little bit of a breath of life to see if they can stop them 3 times at the goal line. This will be a real test of integrity on the defensive line and the linebacking core of Denver's defense.
Christian Pierce, 4.4 yards per carry. I don't think that's him in the backfield there. Harleman is the fullback. One receiver wide, they'll pitch it. It is Pierce, and he walks it in. Ball don't lie, says Indy. They put 6 on the board.
Yeah, basically just take that touchdown away from Jeff Banfield and put it on Christian Pierce. Lord knows he needs even more, stats to add on to him there, but only the second rushing touchdown for Christian Pierce this season. It was good enough blocking from the Indy offensive line to at least get Pierce the space on the stretch outside to cross it through the plane. Indy just takes a couple seconds more off the board to get those 6 points back.
Top Kiefer will come on to try and add the extra point. 13-0 with an extra point pending. Indianapolis has looked strong tonight. They've had tons of offensive production and 14 points to show for it.
Yeah, and you'll just see from the team stats alone, it's just their offense has come to show. Already 200 yards of total offense through this first 16 minutes and 20 seconds of this game, whereas Denver still has to get their wheels greased up.
I'm going to leave that one alone. Indy will kick this one off. Denver will bring it off the black if you had black, Brett. Return here out across the 20 to the 22, 23, and that is where Denver will take over.
Yeah, and if I'm Denver, if I'm Stephon Forge, I'm using all of that last 3 minutes and 36 seconds to get 7 points back, because Indianapolis has hit you in the jaw twice with 2 big drives, both ending in 10 plays. You better give one back to them.
Gene Struthers has thrown it 3 times tonight. We'll see if they try and air it out a little bit more on this drive. Right off the rip, Struthers fires into a lot of traffic, but completes, able to find Mosley.
And they're going to give him the first down as well here. We talked about ball placement in the Jacksonville game as well, being a little bit spotty with DC. But that one, again, another close call. Nonetheless, Mosley gets the catch. Whether or not it's going to be a first down, they're going to give it to him here. But it's going to move. It's going to move things forward for Denver, which is a positive.
3.5 minutes, all 3 timeouts to work with for the Night Wings. See if they can put 7 on the board before the halftime break. Split spread give right up the middle. O'Shaughnessy shakes off a 1, able to pick up 7.
And that's what they need out of O'Shaughnessy, is to get those 6+ yard carries out of him so that Denver's offense can kind of breathe a little bit. They can continue what they like to do best and feed the ball basically to their trio of running backs with Ketchum and R.E. Mills as well. And if they need to, they can toss that ball around to, say, a Mosley or a Lewis or a Keel if they need to.
Jack Russell made the tackle to set up 2nd and 3. Mills is the back. They give it to him. R.E. Mills in a pile-up. Escapes off the right side and has a first down. He looked like a kid who stole a cookie out of the cookie jar and was running for his life.
A little bit of a Houdini act from Mills, because first thing I know, he's in that pile of red and white, and all of a sudden I see him head down to the side, and I'm like, wasn't he just in that pile a second ago? What happened there? He got the first down.
You got an R.E. Mills in your hat. Give right side. O'Shaughnessy cannot pull the same magic trick. He only gets 2.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're trying to work with their strength. They're spreading that ball around on that run game. Get this as a stat so far. R.E. Mills and Bailey O'Shaughnessy both have 4 carries. Ace Ketchum has 3. They've been evenly splitting these carries amongst the running backs.
That's the 2-minute warning. 14-0. Indianapolis on top. Denver trying to claw their way back in. From the Snake Pit in Indianapolis, Indiana, Andy Hamilton along with Brett Solberg. Split spread for Denver here. 2 to play early in this one. Mills will adjust out to the tight end spot, chasing him down to play man coverage. O'Shaughnessy, though, gets the carry up the middle and rolls his way for 8.
As something drops in our booth here, Bailey O'Shaughnessy drops a couple yards for Denver, as it makes it a 3rd and close situation for the Night Wings. Kind of opens things up. Like I said, they love to run. I wouldn't be too surprised if they run again. They've got General Mills in the back.
What did you drop? First down. Speaking of drop, down goes Struthers. Chad Rowland makes his presence known in the Snake Pit.
Well, that's a big beefy boy, if I do say so myself. Chad Rowland coming in. Nobody touched him at all. Gets past the right tackle and just around to Struthers. No chance for Gene to get any look across, and it's going to be a quick punt for the Denver Night Wings.
We're going to have to talk about that accent here at the halftime break. Black or white, Brett?
Let's go with white.
Can't believe it. White twice. Unreal. Let's unpack that later. It's not even going to get there, Brett. Oh,
or
it
is
might
it?
Get there. It's fumbled and scooped by Denver. Goodness. And it's collected by Luke Schreiner.
Man, and some people say that special teams play is dead, and I tell you, no way. You see plays like this, all of a sudden a bone-shattering hit on the returner leads the ball being jarred loose, and right man at the right place in Luke Schreiner. How about this? Let's just give them a 50-yard arm punt.
Can Denver shatter the bones of this Indianapolis defense, which is back out on the field? Struthers to throw for the 5th time tonight. Incomplete off the hands of Dylan Lewis.
You gotta love the determination for Denver to get quickly to the end zone after recovering that punt fumble. Just amazing work to just try to get them with a sudden shock to the system, a one-on-one battle with Dylan Lewis, and it just doesn't work out.
Three receivers wide, 57 seconds. That was the first incompletion for Struthers tonight. He'll look to throw again. Fires, caught! He made up for it! Jeremy Mosley, 3rd grab of the night, and Denver counters back with a punch to put 6 on.
Yeah, and again, it's Mosley going in on a one-on-one battle with someone maybe a little bit less experienced in this 3rd season man and Melias Manning. Gets himself the space a little bit ahead, so Struthers, all he had to worry about was try to arc that over to the taller man in Mosley in 6'3". We talked about this earlier, Andy, the competition between those two, and once again, Mosley wins the battle.
Yeah, and Struthers threw him open there, and that was one heck of a throw. That'll set them up. Kick up and on the way. 7-14 with 54 seconds left to go. It's cut to a 1-score game.
And that's what Denver needed, because if they didn't score at the end of this half, Indy would have a huge advantage coming in as well, even though Denver would have the ball in the second half. So right now, Denver trying to utilize the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Special teams playing a difference in this one. Kick is away, returned here off the 14-yard line. Angled and out to the 33 goes Devin Lloyd, the only receiver outside of Jimmy Wint, the tight end for Indy, who hasn't got a pass.
Yeah, and with 51 seconds left, your decision if you're Indy is to continue to feed that ball to Christian Pierce, see how far he takes you, or do you try to get that 7 points back in a hurry?
Indianapolis, not too much of a passing team this year, but they have been tonight. 142 yards so far. They give Pierce a run up the middle. He'll pick up 6, and Indy might just take this one to the break.
Not a bad idea. There's been a lot of action in the last, 4 minutes of the second quarter. Might be a good time to just calm things down, see if they can get those halftime adjustments in so they can shock Denver's system again.
Pitch, right side. Here is the rookie driving guys forward, and Tino Sosa has a first down. Timeout.
Not a bad plan from Indy. They saw that Sosa got himself a first down and close to the midfield hash mark. So this might be an opportunity for Indy to see if they can get themselves down the field enough for at least a field goal.
3 receivers wide, doubles formation here against a nickel. Denver will bring 4. Pierce throws, tipped around and incomplete. Almost taken away, and man, Indianapolis would have not liked the timeout if Luis Quintana would have got both hands on that one.
Yeah, Melanishin with the first deflection, and Quintana was thinking of doing the same thing instead of having 2 hands down and maybe a basket catch kind of variety, so Indy can kind of breathe a little bit of sigh of relief on that play.
Nickel look again. This is a strong eye spread. Looks like man coverage. They're going to bring 4. Pierce thrown against a zone and almost threw another interception. Xavier Rowe got hands on that one, 3rd down.
A little bit more of a risky pass from Pierce. We know that he's a little bit of a smarter quarterback than he was maybe previous seasons ago, but against double coverage, that's not something you should throw, my mate.
Yeah, who would ever throw a risky pass to someone, huh?
Yeah.
Split spread here on 3rd down and 10. 13 seconds to go. They give it to Pierce up the middle. And does Denver decide? No, they will take this one to the break. Could have called a timeout there and at least saw the punt.
Yeah, and I think they just don't want to see themselves possibly fumble their own return, so smartly used to just let the clock run out.
At the halftime break, 14-7, Indianapolis on top. Brett, we've seen a little bit of everything, including some epic performances. Jeff Banfield, 6 catches, 106 yards. Christian Pierce, 14 runs for 60 yards. But for me, it's Lucas DeVore, 9 tackles in the first half.
Yeah, he's been intricate in Denver's successful defense in parts. The first quarter was pretty decent for Denver, but then they kind of let Indianapolis kind of stretch their way forward. That bend but don't break ended up not paying off so much. Indianapolis has had a lot of time with the football, which has resulted in that 14-0 start, and Denver with that last drive responding in kind finally. So hopefully in the second half, if you're a Denver fan, you want to stop the bleeding, because Indianapolis has 221 yards of total offense, whereas Denver only has 77. So you want to get that offense to rev up a little bit more, and you want that Indy offense to kind of slow down. But for Indianapolis, just keep doing what you're doing. It's working.
The Ramblers roll out against the Nightwings for the second half of action. He's Brett Killian. I'm Andy Hamilton again. Pauly Truth and Bismarck Wright on the stats truck for us. Plenty of you in the chat have been seen. Appreciate you all for joining us this evening on this Sunday late night SFL action. Kick is away, and Denver will bring it out to start this second half. Out across the 15-20 and wrestled down at the 24.
Yeah, and right now Denver's goal coming into this drive is they want to strike first. Get this drive deep down the field, no matter what the circumstance is, because Indianapolis has run through you defensively with 200 yards plus of total offense so far. Respond in kind. Get a 60-yard drive out of this, at the least.
Denver has played a very clean game tonight. 5 of 6 passing. A lot of runs. They'll give O'Shaughnessy this run to start, and he's not going anywhere. Wiseman has seen enough of that.
Yeah, and you have to think DeVore is, again, a key contributor of that defense. He had 13 last week. He's got 9 plus another 3 assisted this week. He's basically getting a repeat performance and then some.
Yeah, I don't know what DeVore is progressing, but everyone might want to take note. Give right up the middle. O'Shaughnessy is able to pick up 9, 3rd and a yard upcoming.
Yeah, the goal here for Denver is still use that run game to their advantage, but you got to worry about, trying to pass that football, see if they can get deeper down the field quicker as well. But 3rd and 1, not too bad.
Ace Ketchum is the back. Mills in front of him. They gave it to him once on a 3rd and go situation. Couldn't get there. Ketchum this time. Nope. No. Stuffed in the backfield. Russell got to him.
Yeah, and it was just a big swarm. A sea of red, I guess you could call it, from the Indy defense, just shoring up any gap that Denver was going to give Ketchum and just prevented any yardage.
So what you're saying is he couldn't part the Red Sea.
Not at all. He ain't Moses.
This punt is away, and at the 25 to the 30 and to the 34, and we'll send it to Cameron Irvine in the studio for a game break.
Thanks, Andy. Queen City at Minnesota tonight. Bob Wood, 145 receiving yards last season. How about 60 on this one? Only at 113 coming in. He's got a new career high, not only for catches, but for receiving yards as well. Minnesota tacks on a touchdown, 7-7 in the second quarter. Back to you.
Thanks, Cam. Close game over there. Close game over here. Indianapolis takes back over And Colin Pierce, 9 of 17 tonight, will throw for the 18th time to start this one off. It's tipped and incomplete. Christian Pierce may be running all over him, but he doesn't have the soft hands.
It's just one of those reasons where you just have to buy a nice set of football gloves, has a little bit of adhesive for you. You might want to go with the classic route because classic, old school is cool, but at the end of the day, sometimes those gloves matter.
Or get yourself some lotion, some shea butter, just rub it all over those hands and soften them up a little bit.
We might need a lotion ad in this block here.
I'm down. Looking to throw. Pierce going to fire it down the middle. Oh, tried to fit it into a tight window, and Rob Hunt couldn't come up with it. Look who's on the scene, Malinishin.
Yeah, Melanishin, we've talked about him a lot, along with Devora, along with Nick Kindler. This secondary has had its moments of being really, really good and stopping this Indy offense, but they've also had their flashes of kind of getting stifled by the receivers.
Spread 3 receivers wide to the top. They're going to run one down to the bottom. Banfield. Pierce under center for the 20th time tonight will throw against a 4-man rush. Fires to Banfield underneath. And he's not going to get the first down. He was brought down by Tucker, who was playing man coverage. Andre Tucker makes the stop.
Yeah, big stop for Denver as well, because Indianapolis scored on their last 2 drives, if I'm not mistaken, if you don't include the quick drive that Indy had near the end of the second quarter. So it's great work from Denver to just shut things down and get another chance to tie the game.
Kick is away, returned here, a short kick, and Denver's going to start at their 30-yard line, returned by Lewis.
And again, going back right to square one, like I said on their first drive of this half here. Focus on trying to get down the field deep, make it a 60-yard drive, get yourself at least some points on the board.
Night Wings with a little over 8 to go here in this third quarter of action. Start against a nickel defense, and Struthers will come out and look to throw for the 7th time tonight. Checks underneath, caught. Spinning is Mosley into the traffic, and he'll pick up 6.
Again, another sneaky in route to Mosley. We've seen that earlier where it turned into an 8-yard grab. They tried to do the same thing here. Maybe the spin move was ill-advised, but nonetheless, it makes it a 2nd and medium on that 6-yard gain.
137.2 QBR for Struthers, but he's only got 52 yards to his name. Give, Mills.
Ooh.
Mills, stuffed. Not going anywhere. Wiseman, another tackle.
Yeah, that combination of 53 and 54, Robert Cherry, give that assist to him as well as he joins in with Wiseman to stop Mills right at the line.
High spread look. Mosley to the bottom of your screen has 4 grabs tonight. Here is Struthers, and he's buried! Oh, wow! Coming off the blitz, Thomas Matthews grabs a shovel and digs him a hole.
We talked about 53. We talked about 54 on the last tackle. Let's put 56 a little bit of love here. Thomas Matthews coming in, not blocked whatsoever, and just gets right to Struthers. And that has happened again to this offensive line of Denver. Just when you think they're going to get themselves a little bit forward progression, they get stuffed by a sack.
Punter is on, and Denver will kick it away. And Indy will take back over their defense, getting a big 3 and out. Playing some field position. They'll start at the 40-yard line. Stay tuned for SFL announcements on enhancements and new features coming to the progression system, plus the location and details of the 2024 SFL convention. The league is committed to improving the league and its convention each season, and the next level of play off the field, in the pool, and on the portal is coming soon.
Take an early bet and say the convention's at Gainesville, Florida.
Oh, well, that would be great for me. I don't know about other people, but I'll take it. Run right up the middle, and they'll pick up 5.
Yeah, and that's a good 5 yards from Christian Pierce. He's really paced this offense of Indianapolis very well. If you can get your running back to get those 4, 5, or even 6 yards per carry, that's got to be a successful day on the field, and that's what we're seeing from Christian Pierce.
I tell you what, if there is no lotion read by the end of this game, then that's where the convention is. The ball is in your court, Cam. 2 receivers wide. They're going to move Randy Pierce from the top to the bottom of the formation. They give it Sosa off this backside. Sosa pushed forward. He's still short. 3rd and 2.
Yeah, a little bit of an aggressive push, but nonetheless, it's still a little bit of ways from the first down marker, so Denver's going to take it. You'd have to think Indy's going to run this ball at least one more time. We've seen this before on 3rd and short from the Ramblers.
Heavy formation here. They'll look to run it. Left side, Pierce. Pierce! Not going to get there. Luis Quintana said no.
Yeah, and I talked about early in the season how I thought the combination of Quintana and Stuart Gotts is going to be a godsend to the defense of Denver, and we've seen it throughout the season, and that's just part of it. Stopping a key 3rd down inches short and forcing Indy to punt this football away. They got another chance to tie it up.
Big Q says no way, and Philip DeField will have to send this one away. The undrafted rookie fielded at the 20, stuffed at the 21. Nothing doing there. Nice special teams play for Indianapolis.
Yeah, and again, it feels like we're just seeing a game of tennis at this point in the 3rd quarter. Punts going left and right and left and right. Old people, I hope you have your muscle relaxants because your neck's going to have a workout.
First and 10 from the 21. 5:03 to go here in the 3rd against the nickel. Give left side, O'Shaughnessy wrapped up and dropped. Meliodas Manning in on the play.
Yeah, and it seems like Indy's secondary is trying to play the same part that Denver is defensively, and it's worked a little bit better just because of scoreline at this point. But that defensive line, I'd be prepared if you're the O-line of Denver.
2nd down, give, right side, Mills. Mills, read well by Matthews, and he's not going anywhere. Or excuse me, that's Gaston Jr.
Yeah, and what this linebacking core has done well over this last, I would say, 10 minutes of game time for Indy's defense is just reading the gaps, seeing what this offensive line is trying to open up for the running backs, and they've shored them up right at the line or just a bit behind it.
Bunch formation. Mosley is to the top in the blue sleeves. Struthers has to roll, looking to run it, and Struthers runs right into the defender. Mac Dre combines there with Thomas Matthews for the sack.
Yeah, and that one just felt like a disaster once that pocket broke and Struthers had to kind of run around the field. Again, that's all credit to the defensive line. On 3rd down, that's the 4th sack of this contest and the 3rd time that they've sacked him on 3rd down.
Neither of these 2 teams looking to score here in the 3rd. It's a defensive showdown, and from a field position standpoint, Indianapolis is slowly working their way up the field, Brett.
Yeah, last time it was at the 40-yard line. This time, let's just call it at midfield there. They're getting themselves ever so slowly forward by 10 yards, it feels like, with these punts.
Yeah, some of the sacks certainly helping. Split pro, they're going to split Pierce out, and following him out to the outside there is Malinishin. They'll give Pierce up the middle, and he'll pick up 5. It's just Pierce left, right, center.
Yeah, and you see on the bottom stat here, 5 straight punts and no first down so far. So I think Indy's goal on this drive, just get a darn first down.
Eye Jokers pitch. Here is Tino. Sosa's got some room outside. First down, Tino Sosa. Got to be the best run of the night.
Easily the best run of the night for Tino as he finds a gap on that right side, just follows his man to get that open space. Key block, you have to say, from 44, Joel Harleman, to get that open gap a little bit wider for Sosa to get the first down.
fourth-year veteran in the league. Second year here in Indianapolis is Harleman blocking for the rookie to move the chains. Now 3 minutes to go in the third. They're closing in on field goal range. Pierce going to try and get them there on that run. He picks up 7.
Yeah, big 7 yards. And again, opening the gap is what this offensive line of Indianapolis is doing really well, and giving the time for Sosa, for Pierce to get themselves past that gap and get a good chunk of yardage.
4 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Give right side. Sosa wrestled down, not going to get there. Nice play by Hugo Reynosa.
And that's what Denver's defense needs a little bit more out of, is going to be that defensive line. It's the first full tackle from a defensive lineman by Hugo Reynosa on that line to really get involved. The rest of it has been linebackers and corners.
Give right side. Pierce got it. First down before DeVore can make his 10th tackle of the game.
Yeah, and it's just, again, open gaps and trusting in Christian Pierce to try to find his own lanes after the first level is broken, because there was nobody around Pierce to help him out. He had to do it all on his own. He gets the first down and a couple yards extra.
Strong eye spread. Give right up the middle. They're going to pay off Harleman and his blocking with a run, and Harleman able to pick up 5.
And that's big 5 yards from big Joel Harleman. And like you said, it was a kind of a payoff handoff for Harleman after all the work that he's done to give Sosa and Pierce their 29 carries combined for over 110 yards between those two men.
Harleman gets a blow on the sideline. They'll bring in some backups. It's Pierce still in the backfield, though. They'll pitch it to him. Pierce breaks one, not the second. Blocking wasn't the greatest there out of the backup, and Luis Quintana, Big Q, makes another tackle.
Yeah, precisely so. This time the line was just not prepared for that stretch run, and it led to, it looked to be Gerald Cumbus with that first hit, and then Quintana getting him the second time.
Third down, 3 yards to go. This could be the difference between 7 and 3. Looking to throw is Pierce. Pierce fires backside, tipped away. DeVore got a hand to it, and he was trying to fit it into Jimmy Wint.
That was so close into Jimmy Wint's hands as well, and it just doesn't work out. From first target of the game to no avail, and it's going to lead to the kicking unit to come in for a not as easy as you think 35-yarder.
Topher Kiefer on third year in Indianapolis sends this one right down the pipes. Didn't look like Brock's kick. 17-7, Indy on top.
Yeah, and at least Indianapolis got some points out of it. Gives it a 2-possession lead for them. A little bit easier to breathe now in the snake pit for the fans here in Indiana. But Denver did a great job near the end of that drive to really stifle things on both the run and pass end of things.
Interesting stadium here in the Snake Pit, Brett. I'm enjoying my time here, although the smell of gasoline is becoming a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing over at Lucas Oil, so I think it's just the city of Indianapolis itself.
Return here, brought out across the 20. And next week, Cam will be like, convention to Indy, and we'll eat our words.
Exactly. Just talking some stuff about Indianapolis. Like, next week, Indianapolis, Indiana. I was like, crap.
We'd also like to mention we have no insider information. We're just goofing around.
Exactly.
Don't want to send the community into a tizzy. 1st and 10, split twins formation. 4-3 look here out of Indianapolis. See what Denver can get going. A handoff on the delay, and O'Shaughnessy picks up a yard before being stuffed right there by Jermaine Menafield.
And great awareness from Telemac Scarborough as well, as he was the first man to get to hit Bailey O'Shaughnessy when the offensive line did fantastic work in spreading the gap and giving O'Shaughnessy a chance.
4-3 look out at Indy. Oh, blitz coming! Blitz got there. Nice job by Mac Dre.
And this might be the difference of the game in itself. That is now the 5th sack for Indianapolis, and Mac Dre gets involved himself here. We are almost at a full defensive line of sacks, ladies and gentlemen.
That will do it for the third quarter. Indianapolis out in front, 17-7. Denver trying to reel them back in. Get your 4s, 86s, 12s, and 68s up in the chat.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
10 to play here in Indianapolis. Pauly Truth and Bismarck right in the stats truck. He's Brett Solberg. I'm Andy Hamilton. This is the Snake Pit, and Denver faces 3rd and 12 to open this fourth quarter up. Struthers throwing for the 8th time tonight.
Oh,
Pressure coming.
Watch out.
Struthers won't get away. He's brought down by Robert Cherry.
Man, talk about a dominant display of performance from Indianapolis's defensive line. Out of the 6 sacks in this game, they've been a part of 4.5 of it. Robert Cherry's got his 2nd. They have given Gene Struthers a heck of a time in the pocket. And once again, Denver's going to have to punt this football away.
Standing at his own 5, they will punt this one. Indianapolis sets up for the return. This punt, though, a good one, out to the 45. And still on his feet before getting walloped was Lloyd.
And what I didn't mention before the punt went off is that is now Denver's 7th punt of the game. And it's been a little bit of a struggle offensively to get moving forward for Denver. Just one scoring drive in this game so far came late in the second quarter.
They've given up 6 sacks to this Indianapolis defense, most of them coming from that front 4. I spread, look, give, right side, Pierce. Pierce, a little bit of a weird tackle there with DeVore. Only picks up 2. Excuse me, that's Malinishin.
Yeah, it kind of fell on his shoulder. Was a little bit worried of a potential injury from occurring, and that would have been a key loss for Indianapolis. But thankfully, he's all right. He's just going to take a breather on the sidelines on this play.
4-3 look here on 2nd and 8. Pitch, right side. Tino Sosa is wrestled down out there. Nice pursuit by Stuart Gotts.
Yeah, and there you see on the bottom there, the big difference maker. Whenever Denver's trying to get themselves moving forward, it's resulted in a sack on 3rd down. It's been big for them, and now maybe they can give them a little piece of Indianapolis's medicine here, get a sack on 3rd and 6.
Denver moving some men over. They looked like they were playing man coverage. Now it looks more like a zone. Here's Pierce to throw for the 22nd time tonight. Pressure coming, unloads down the field. Incomplete. Now 10 of 22. Pierce is not having a night to remember in terms of completion percentage, but they're on top.
It's been mostly the first half that Colin Pierce has done really well here. He was looking for Roosevelt and kind of overthrew his man because he had a diving defender that was about to sack him from about a split second away.
Yeah, I would love to know, and maybe one of our stats guys will go above and beyond. I'd love to know what his completion percentage is here in the second half. I know that he was really good in the first. This one will land on Black, Brett. I hope you called Black.
You got me again.
Man, you really should not be gambling.
No, and there's a reason why I don't.
Oh, look at this. Cameron Irvine, last 10 pass attempts, 3 of 10 for Colin Pierce.
Yeah, and that's full credit to the Denver secondary, really giving Colin a tough time down the field. He's been looking for deep passes. It just hasn't worked out for him.
Struthers completes his 7th pass of the night. This one, O'Shaughnessy will pick up 4.
Yeah, and sometimes if that run game isn't going to give you that momentum starter, sometimes a swing pass will do it for you. 4 yards ain't too bad.
Strong eye jokers here. 4-3 look out of Indy. Now they'll shift it. Give Mills, left side, Mills bouncing. Mills outside. Russell wrestles him down, but not before Denver moves the chains.
Man, and that is what the general can give you. He's got the strength, he's got the speed, he's got the agility. Just look at the one key block that helps him out right there. Boom. It's 2 tacklers, and Stackhouse does all the work himself to push one guy down and rapid Ricky Evans, and helps the general move to the outside and get the first down.
Denver doing a lot of running, not a lot of throwing. They are down 2 scores, and time begins to become a factor here. Delayed handoff again. O'Shaughnessy, a yard or 2.
Yeah, and again, they're trying to start those down drives on first down with something involving O'Shaughnessy, and it's worked at some points, and it hasn't worked in others.
Split spread here, now under 7 minutes to go. Shift will bring their top receiver Mosley to the bottom of the field. Chasing him is Manning. They have the height advantage there. Instead, they will run it. O'Shaughnessy bounces off of 1, picks up 6, 3rd and 2.
And again, another big third down. If you're going to pass this football, if I'm Stephon Forge, you're telling your offensive line to protect the pocket as best as you can. 5 sacks have been on third down to stop drives. You need to protect the pocket.
Undrafted rookie Smokey Barr is number 69. Will he be able to help? They have Mills in the backfield. They'll give it to him. Mills couldn't get there. Could not make it. Telemax Scarborough says Telemax Scar no.
Yeah, and it feels like Indianapolis is just a complete different beast in this game. Defensively on third down, as it's now 2 of 11 for Denver's third down conversions. What a woeful day to be third down for Denver.
Denver's offense can't get anything going. Their special teams has made more big plays tonight. Can they make one here? This one will not be on the ground. They'll go out to the 29-yard line. 8 p.m. Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust, constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. 8 p.m. Music is the official soundtrack of the SFL. To explore their library and find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit 8pmmusic.com. Indianapolis taking over, and Pierce will run forward, picks up 2 before Luis Quintana brings him down.
Yeah, if the goal for Indianapolis is just to run down the clock, I think that's the exact right call. You know that Denver's offense has been struggling all game. Just worry about shedding as much clock as possible. Make that lead insurmountable. Make 10 points insurmountable.
The longest pass for Gene Struthers tonight is 12 yards. Run up the middle.
Oh!
Scooped up by Big Q! And Denver has another turnover. Malinishin forced it, and Luis Quintana comes up with it.
And if it's been one bright spot in Denver's game all throughout, it has been the forced fumble. Second time we've seen this, first on the defensive end, and look at the field position Denver has. Pretty much almost at field goal range. They only need to move a couple yards to get there just to get some points.
If you're Denver, you have to find a way to cash this in. Struthers looking to throw, quick throw, caught, legs scooped out from underneath him. Chris Alther makes a grab.
Yeah, Altair doing a great job to keep possession of the football after an undercut tackle. Has them flipping butt over tea kettle, I guess you could say in that sense. But 5 yards is 5 yards, gets them inside the 30.
I don't want you talking about Chris's tea kettle like that. Second grab of the season for Altair. Struthers, 8 of 9 tonight at her 61 yards. Mills in the backfield, 4-4 look out of Indianapolis. Give Mills, right side with room. Mills, first down, shakes off a tackle.
It's great work by just the blocking crew and the gap that the offensive line gave Mills just to stretch his way around to get that first down. Great work all around by the Denver offense.
For Denver, you'd really love to score on this side of about 3 minutes. Struthers flips down. O'Shaughnessy on the bottom with a block. O'Shaughnessy, first down inside the 10 to the 8.
What a great job from O'Shaughnessy just to worry about pushing himself forward after the swing pass. Knew that there was defenders around him, and you'll see the angle here. Once he catches it, just a quick turn, good block from Mosley to give O'Shaughnessy a chance at a first down as well.
After the fumble recovery, what can the offense do? Give O'Shaughnessy buried. Adam Wiseman was wise to that one. It was actually Ketchum who lost yards.
Yeah, that's the 10th tackle for loss for this Indy squad. That's what they bring to the table. They're top 10 in the league in TFLs for a reason, top 5 for a reason, and that's how you see it. They just get to the running back quickly, they get to the quarterback quickly.
Give O'Shaughnessy stuffed up. Nice play there on the defensive side by Genko to stand him up. Now Denver going to try and hurry up.
Watch that one-on-one battle on top. You got Mosley.
Weak eye spread. Here's Struthers to the bottom of the screen. Caught short. Caught by Keel. His first catch of the night. And he can't find the end zone. Do you go for it, Brett? Down by 10.
Big decision time. It's over 3 minutes left. I would take the field goal exactly as spotted and then immediately go for the onside kick.
Neil Rackers is on. It's a fake!
Oh my God!
Dropped! No! Chris Altair couldn't come up with it. Oh, the agony!
Oh, the pass was too low as well. We'll see it here. Look at the pass happen. Oh, it was off his wrist.
His arm.
Off his wrist. Oh, if you're Chris Altair, you're just shaking your head in disbelief. Oh my goodness.
That was the backup quarterback, Jason Garrett, who couldn't quite get it there, and Indianapolis will start on their own 1.
It would be Jason Garrett too.
4-4 look out of Denver. Give, right side, Pierce gets him out of harm's way, picks up 3.
That's exactly so. They just need to get out of their own end zone, essentially. Starting at the 1 is always tough. At least their battle is alleviated just a bit more.
Man, and you cannot be upset at Denver for giving it a go.
Hey, you got to have some huevos to do that, and I give them full credit to give that chance.
Well, their offense has struggled all night. To think that might be the closest you get to the end zone, I get it.
Oh.
2nd and 7. Pierce in this offense still got to be careful. Tino Sosa in the backfield here. They'll pitch it to him. Sosa right side with a little bit of room. Sosa picks up a couple more. 3rd and 3.
Man, this might be a picture-perfect situation for Indy just to run the rest of this clock down. They'll probably get to the 2-minute warning. I don't think they'll snap the ball again before we get to it. But with them so deep down the field, they could probably try to burn all 3 Denver's timeouts and try to get this home.
2-minute warning in the snake pit. Indianapolis up by 10, 17-7. The Ramblers over the Nightwings. 3rd and a few upcoming. Can Indianapolis keep this drive alive and potentially close this one out? Pitch left. Pierce stood up. Dropped. Not going to get there. Who else but Lucas DeVore?
Man, that's a key stop as well. That's going to breathe a little bit of life to Denver, and it's going to give them a good field position on this punt no matter what, because it looks like Indy's going to be having to punt this football in the end zone.
If you're Denver, do you come after it and try and block it, or do you set up for the return? They're set up for the return. DeField is on to kick this one away. Snap is good. DeField sends it. Denver will set up for their return man, who will field it at the 45, and we'll send it to Cameron Irvine for a game break. Cam?
Thank you, Andy. Late in the first half, yeah, I said it, Mickey Malillo, 53 yards, good. It's the longest field goal this season. They got plenty of time left in that one somehow. Minnesota's up 20-7. Back to you for your thrilling finish in Indy.
Thanks, Cam. That game's going to be going at midnight Eastern time. 3 receivers split out. Single back in the backfield is O'Shaughnessy. Mosley moving across. Manning will chase him across the field to the slot. Man coverage here out of Indianapolis. Struthers to throw. Fires. That one's incomplete. Looking for Keel.
Yeah, and a lot of Struthers' passes recently have gone low. So he has to really be worried about the safety of his receivers if he's going to throw those low of passes, especially in a key drive like this.
Onside kick almost inevitable. You do want to score relatively quickly, but with only 2 timeouts, you are in a little bit of trouble here. 4 wide. Barker will go from bottom to top of the screen. The rookie is 6'2", 198. Struthers fires.
Ooh.
Barker hauls it in. No, excuse me. Keel hauls it in, goes up and got it.
Yeah, and if you're going to trust on any receiver on this team, you go with Logan Keel. He is your veteran presence along with Jeremy Mosley. Those two, I bet, will get targets for the rest of the game now.
Struthers got to be smart here. Down by 10. You're in field goal range. Quads left against a 3-2 look out of Indy. Struthers fires. Incomplete. Tipped off the hands. O'Shaughnessy almost tried to chase it down. Lewis did not bring it in.
Yeah, at this point, Struthers doesn't have to do anything pretty. If his passes are too far long, that's okay, as long as there's no defenders on site. Keep it clean. You're in field goal range, so you can just worry about getting the field goal and the ensuing onside kick to try it again.
3 receivers wide. Nickel look here. Keel will move from the bottom of the screen to the top.
Overload.
Indianapolis doesn't move, playing some zone coverage here. O'Shaughnessy in the backfield. Struthers, quick drop, quick throw. Mosley picks up a couple, and another timeout. That play, Brett, I don't think was worth it.
Now, they should have done hurry up at the very least after that, I would say, but not burn their last timeout.
Yeah, you basically traded the timeout for 3 yards.
Yeah, that's not what you want. You want to trade your timeouts for double digits.
Yeah, for chunks. 4 wide. 3-2 look here out of Indy. 3 down linemen. Here's some shifting. Keel going to come from top to bottom of the formation. He'll pair up with Dylan Lewis down here at the bottom. Struthers against a 4-man rush fires. Caught Lewis to the end zone! Dylan Lewis has put Denver within 1 score.
And man, what a one-on-one battle to have. Dylan Lewis against Jermaine Menefield, and he beats Menefield. That's fantastic work from Struthers to arc that ball over Menefield after getting beat and getting to the end zone. That is a huge sign of life for Denver's offense. They're an extra point away from a 3-point contest.
Struthers now at 134 yards, 13 of 16 with 2 scores and a 141.1 QBR. All he needs now is to complete the comeback and victory. Extra point up and good. Now just a 3-point game.
And you have to think from this stage, Andy, it's onside kick time.
Denver does not employ a star kicker. It will be Toby Go-Win lining it up. Kick is away. It is bobbled and recovered by Indianapolis. Davis fell on top of it.
Wow, and you saw the initial bobble from, let's see, it was Davis, but he ended up getting a second chance at it and grabs it. And you have to think, with no timeouts left, it's just going to be kneeling of the football, and Indy's going to survive this.
Davis just almost became the GOAT of the city. Instead, he holds on to be the GOAT of the city and seal Indianapolis' victory tonight as Pierce will take the knee.
Yeah, and that's a huge win for Indianapolis on this huge divisional matchup in the Central Division. And get this, Indy's going to shoot themselves all the way up to second in the division after Tulsa's loss and get themselves to 3-3.
Man, and Brett, you just sit here and you say, had they kicked the field goal instead of trying that fake, would it have been a different night tonight?
Yeah, we could be talking about overtime potentially.
Instead, they go for it all. But, Brett, to their token, had they caught that touchdown, they could have won the game in regular time.
Exactly. There's so many what-ifs in that scenario, but ultimately, we're now going to be talking about Indy getting their third win at home and, getting a little bit of relief as they go on a 2-game road trip that sees themselves play Louisiana and the previously mentioned Tulsa Desperados on March the 10th.
Pierce and this offense got the job done. It wasn't always pretty. It didn't always wow ya. They end with their leading rusher at 24 carries, 94 yards, 3.9 yards per carry. Pierce is 10 of 22 for 148 yards. That's 45% completion percentage. But all that matters is that they sit 3 points on top of Denver as time will tick to 0.
And man, what a finish for Indianapolis, just to squeeze on by with a victory. But I think Adam Wiseman and Chad Rowland will think to themselves, a win is a win is a win.
That over-under was set way too high. 17-14 the final. Indianapolis defeats the Denver Nightwings in the Snake Pit. Man, Brett, a little bit of everything in this one.
Yeah, and let's just get this away. Great job from Denver's defense to really turn things around in the second half. We mentioned the 221 yards of total offense in the first half from Indianapolis. They stopped them for only 57 second half yards. They shut things down completely from Indy's front to give them no chance to get any points in this game. Just a field goal for Indianapolis at the end of the day. But I think the difference maker was the sacks. 6 sacks from the Indianapolis defense.
Yes.
And that was it's just huge. And 5 of them coming on third down when Denver needed to move the ball forward. It's just, playing from behind is the toughest part of any sports game whatsoever. And Denver had to play from behind early. And it's just tough when you can't get those points back.
For me, the player of the game, Jeff Banfield, 7 receptions, 112 yards. That's 112 of Colin Pierce's 148. Well, for all of us here at the SFL, for Brett Solberg, for Bismarck Wright, for Pauly Truth and the Stats Truck and Cameron Irvine, I'm Andy Hamilton. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you tomorrow on Monday night for more SFL action, and we'll see you next week.